Hi, this is Griffin with Wason Furniture, and today we're going to be building the Better Homes and Gardens Ezra L-Desk with 2-cube storage. This is the walnut finish, and this product can only be found on Walmart.com. Before you start, you want to make sure that none of your panels have any damage and that you have all of your hardware. If you have any issues, you can contact the number on the front of the manual and we'll get you taken care of. If everything else is in order, then we can begin assembly. For step 1, we need our B panel and then 2 C panels. We're then going to insert 10 plastic dowel pieces. So 4 of them are going to go into our B panel, into the pre-drilled holes. Then we're going to insert 3 into each of the C panels, into the pre-drilled hole. For step 2, we're going to grab our A panel and then the 2 C panels and B panel we just had in the last step. We're going to attach the C panels onto the sides, then our B panel up top. Then we're going to secure this with 8 of our screw number 6s. And then in these 8 pre-drilled holes, not the metal ones, just these little pre-drilled holes, 2 here on this corner, 2 on this corner, 2 up top, and then 2 in the bottom corners. Okay, then we're going to tighten them down. And it should look like this when you are finished. For step 3, we're going to have our 2 I panels and then our H and our F panel. So I want to align these I bars or panels so that the 2 little holes on the side, 2 little holes right here, we want to place those on the side, and we want to put them on my right or your left where this F piece is. So 2 holes on the side over here with the F. Then we have our H over here on this side. We're going to use our 4 screw bolt ones. So we're going to use our 4 screw bolt ones. And you want these eyes on the outside of this bottom bracket down here. I'm going to slide it through the H. And we don't want to tighten all the way, we just want to get it going on all 4 corners. Okay, now I want to do the same thing with this F piece. And again, you want to make sure those 2 little holes are on the side and over here with the F. And I'm going to secure with 2 more screw bolt ones. Okay, once you have all 4 screws in, you can then go ahead and secure with your Allen key. But do not tighten this as much as you can. We first want to get the assembly fully together and then fully tighten, but make sure you get it tight enough to where it's not wiggling around. So about like that. For step 4, we're now going to lay this assembly on its side, like so. Then we're going to use these 8 screw bolt number 4s, and we're going to screw them in to the 4 little brackets. If they're not going in, then you might need to loosen up the screw bolt ones on the side. Oh, and as I noticed here, I put this I panel on with the 2 holes facing upwards. I want to make sure that those 2 holes are facing inwards, so we need to take this piece off real quick. Then now there's 2 holes for this bracket, 2 holes for this bracket, and then these 2 holes are on this F side. So we'll reattach my eye panel first. And now we should be able to get this top one. And just like with all of these, you don't want to tighten them down all the way until we have all of the screws in. Okay, now that I have all the screws in, I'm going to go ahead and tighten them all down. Once you have all 8 of these inside screws completely tightened, we can then go ahead and tighten these outer screws down a little bit more. So for step 5, we're going to grab our G piece and then 4 of our screw bolt 3s. Here, we're going to set up the G panel. We have our F panel over here. And we're going to slide it over those 2 holes. And we're going to attach 2 screws on each of the eye bars. Okay, and then here we're going to come from the top. Then we're going to secure with our Allen key. One of these almost to the bottom, and then one of these almost all the way screwed in. And we want to pull this, make sure that it's 90-degree angle, kind of hold it there and tighten all the way. Get on the bottom, make sure you hold it up against there, make sure it's at a 90-degree. But if you don't get it perfectly even, it's okay because we have these adjustable footers on the bottom. For step 6, we're going to take our 4 L brackets and 4 of our screw bolt 5s. These have a little flat head on them, and they do not have the little bezel. And so we want to position our L brackets so that this part sticking up is facing towards the top up here, or the bottom is facing towards the bottom. Then we're going to simply just secure those with our little screw bolt 5s. Don't tighten them all the way down yet. And again, same thing on our top L brackets. We want them positioned like so. Okay, so all of those tabs should be on this side. For step 7, we're going to grab our D panel and our other 4 screw bolt 5s, and we're going to attach our D panel like so up against those brackets. Then we're going to secure it with our 4 screw bolt 5s. If it doesn't line up, simply just rotate it one time. Okay, then once you have it on there, go ahead and tighten with your Allen key. Then for step 8, we're going to grab our E panel, and we want to align these pre-drilled holes towards the bottom. Slide it in here at an angle, push it up against the edge. Then we want to take 4 of our screw bolt 2s to secure. And then tighten with your Allen key. For step 9, we're going to grab our A panel assembly, and I have it positioned so that this B panel is up here on the front, on the bottom, and then I have my shelves over here, and so I'm going to carefully try to get this on top. Try to line up those holes as best you can. And then we're going to use 4 of our screw bolt 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 2 short edges, we're going to use our longer screw bolt 2s, and then we're going to use 8 of our shorter screw bolt 3s on the rest of the pre-drilled holes. So to start, I'm going to get my screw bolt 2s in. Then my other 2 screw bolt 2s on the other side. And then I'm going to attach my 8 screw bolt 3s. Okay, then once I have those hand tightened, I'll go ahead and tighten all of those down with my Allen key. Okay, for step 10, once I've secured all of these screws with the Allen key, we can now stand the unit up. Okay, once you have the unit up, we can then attach our grommet, like so. That's useful for your wire or cable management. Okay, for step 11, we're going to build our secondary assembly. So I have the 2 L panels and 2 K pieces. For these L panels or bars, we want to make sure that these 2 bracket holes are facing towards the inside on the side. So we have 2 bracket holes, 2 bracket holes. We want those facing inside. 2 bracket holes facing inside. Then we want to set up our K panel like so, with those brackets on the inside of the L panels, and we're going to secure with our screw bolt 1s. And again, just like with our previous assembly, we don't want to tighten this down until we have it completely built together. Okay, brackets on the insides. Okay, now for step 12, we're going to lay this assembly on its side. And then, just like last time, we're going to secure with 8 of our screw bolt 4s. We learned from the last time to leave this loose to make it easier, and to make sure you have those bracket holes facing inwards. Okay, once you have those started, you can go ahead and grab your Allen key and get them tightened down a little bit, just to make sure that they stay in there. And yeah, you just want to tighten these down, make sure that they're not going to pop out. But don't tighten everything down until we have it fully assembled. Okay, so if you're having trouble to get these to screw in, then I found it actually helpful to tighten these down a little bit so that the hole lines up better on these L beams. So if you're not able to get these in, you might just have to tighten these side pieces down a little bit in order for the holes to perfectly match up. That way you can get these little screws in there. For step 13, we're going to take our J panel, this assembly we just made, put it on top and line up those holes. Then we're going to take 4 of our screw bolt 2s and screw them into these 4 pre-drilled holes on the shorter edges. Okay, and then we're going to take our 8 screw bolt 3s and screw them into the rest of the pre-drilled holes. Okay, now that we have all of our bolts in, we want to go ahead and tighten down all of the bolts. Just make sure that everything is secure. Okay, and then just make sure that all of your remaining bolts are tightened down. And once you have all of those tightened, you can then stand our second assembly up, and it is good to go. So now, you can position like so. And as you can see, this other desk will just slide right over the top, just like that.